Greetings, Ka-Familia! How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I am Lindali B. Escalante, a second-year student taking up Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, major in Animal Science. And for today's video, I am going to share my in-depth understanding about the rules of grammar, which is the Subject-Verb Agreement. So, let's get it on! The basic rule states that if the subject is singular, then the verb is singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb is plural. For example, in singular form, she writes every day. When plural form, they write every day. So let's proceed to rule number 1. Rule number 1 states that two singular subjects connected by or nor require a singular verb. So for example, either Kiana or Queen is helping today with stage decor. So the sentence is being connected by or. Rule number 2 states that two singular subjects connected by either or neither or nor requires a singular verb in rule number 1. So the example is neither poultry nor swine production is preferred by the close-fisted farmer. Rule number 3 states that when I is one of the two subjects connected by either or neither or nor, put its second and follow it with a singular verb am or with the base form of the verb. So for example, neither she nor I am going to festival. Rule number 4 states that when a singular subject is connected by or nor to a plural subject, put the plural subject last and use a plural verb. So, for example, the serving bowl or the plates go on that shelf. Rule number 5. Rule number 5 states that when a singular and plural subjects are connected by either or nor or neither, put the plural subject last and use a plural verb. So, the example of rule number 5 is neither they nor the others are available. Rule number 6. As a general rule, use a plural verb with two or more different subjects that they are connected by an. So, for example of rule number 6 is a train and car are my means of transportation. Rule number 9. Rule number 9 states that indefinite pronouns like each, everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, nobody, no one, something, either, neither, not one, and everything are singular require singular verbs. So, the example of rule number 9 is each of the girls dances well. Rule number 10. Rule number 10 states that with words that indicate portions or percent, fraction, part, majority, some, half, all, none, remainder, and so forth, look at the noun in your phrase to determine whether to use a singular or plural verb. So, for example, 1/3 of the city is unemployed. 1/3 of the people are employed. Rule number 11. When either and neither are subjects without or a nor, a singular verb is required even if they seem to be referring to more than one thing. So, the example of rule number 11 is either of us capable of doing the job. So, either of us is capable of doing the job. Rule number 12. The words here and there have generally been labeled as adverbs even though they indicate place. So, the example of rule number 12 is here comes the horticulturist, Drew and Jane. Rule number 13. So rule number 13 states that units such as size, amount, quantities, or distances always require to use singular verb. So the example of rule number 13 is $10 is a high price today. Rule number 14. Sometimes, the relative pronoun who, that, or which is the subject of a verb in the middle of the sentence. The pronouns who, that, and which became singular or plural according to the noun directly in front of them. So let us always remember, if the noun is singular, then use singular verb. If it is plural, then we should use a plural verb. So the example of rule number 14 is, Salma is the scientist who writes the reports.